Selena Gomez breaks her silence. Scathing lyrics. Target Justin and Hailey's marriage. In the ever-evolving world of celebrity culture, where one Instagram story can spark global debates and a single lyric can ignite fan wars, the line between reality and perception has never been blurrier. But what happens when artificial intelligence starts shaping that narrative, twisting fiction into something eerily believable? From Selena Gomez's emotionally charged lyrics to Tate McRae's unexpected involvement, and a disturbing AI-generated video of Hailey Bieber that's raising serious ethical questions, we're diving deep into the tangled web of pop stardom, fandom, and the dangerous new era of digital manipulation. You won't believe how far this has gone. In a bold return to the spotlight, Selena Gomez's latest album arrives not merely as a collection of songs, but as a confessional tapestry woven from pain, healing, and unfiltered emotion. Though the pop star maintains a diplomatic stance, stating the project isn't directly about what the public might assume, the lyrics tell a more intimate story, one that brushes unapologetically against the turbulent edges of her past with Justin Bieber and the lingering tensions surrounding his marriage to Hailey Bieber. For the couple, often portrayed in the media as the epitome of marital bliss, the album's release has stirred a new storm, one they can't seem to weather in silence. On platforms like TikTok, viral videos dissecting every lyric, facial expression, and old interview have resurfaced with a vengeance. One clip, in particular, shows Hailey, then Hailey Baldwin, awkwardly teasing a Selena Gomez poster inside a Target store during her teenage years, an eerie foreshadowing of the strange, entangled narrative the two women would one day share. And the contradictions don't stop there. In a resurfaced interview with Jimmy Kimmel, Hailey claims not to have known much about Bieber in his early career, despite the internet unearthing evidence from 2009 showing her gleefully clutching a VIP pass to meet her then idol. The timeline, critics argue, doesn't lie. As speculation intensifies, Hailey reportedly contemplates legal action to quell the spiraling rumors. Yet even the threat of lawsuits feels futile in the face of mounting receipts that online sleuths present as undeniable proof of performative innocence. Still, both she and Justin seem determined to steer the narrative back into calmer waters. A source close to the couple told People magazine they remain unfazed by the public's perception, choosing instead to focus on their creative pursuits, Hailey in fashion, Justin in music, and their love for a quiet, shared life. "They're just doing their thing," the source claims. "They're not concerned with what people think." Yet the defensiveness in their actions, from press statements to hinted legal moves, raises questions. If the past no longer holds weight, why go to such lengths to deny it? The core of the media storm, however, lies not in old clips or viral tweets, but in Gomez's lyrics, which resonate with a raw clarity that makes them hard to ignore. Her song, How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten, delivers a stinging narrative cloaked in poetic sorrow. "You're so embarrassing. Go cry when no one's watching. I can't imagine it. How does it feel to be forgotten?" It continues with lines that seem to capture a surreal post-breakup encounter. "He walked in, big-ass grin, talking like we're friends. Honey, what were you thinking?" To some fans, these lyrics mirror the infamous viral moment when Selena and Hailey posed together at a Vanity Fair party. Though widely perceived as a sign of reconciliation, Selena later revealed she had hesitated to take that photo, understanding, perhaps, the performative weight it carried. In hindsight, the lyrics now feel like a mirror held up to that very moment. Another track, Look at You, echoes the emotional DNA of Selena's 2020 release, Look at Her Now, a song widely believed to be about her breakup with Bieber. In the latest offering, she appears to revisit the same themes of self-reclamation, disillusionment, and quiet triumph. And then there's You Said You Were Sorry, a track listeners have latched onto as another subtle nod to her past relationship with Bieber. The lyric, "Don't think about you, happy without you, more now than I ever was," lands like a final exhale, a declaration of freedom that doesn't require vindication. Through this record, Gomez does not merely recount heartbreak. She reclaims it, reweaving it into something dignified, fierce, and artistically defiant. It's not just a narrative of a lost love. It's a statement of identity, growth, and survival. And though Justin and Hailey may insist their world remains untouched by the shadows of the past, Gomez has illuminated hers with lyrical precision. In doing so, she invites listeners to see not only the wound, but the woman who rose from it. In her latest musical release, Selena Gomez opens a window into the echoes of heartbreak and the remnants of unresolved emotion, blending dreamy metaphors with stark reality to create a narrative that's both haunting and intimately human. One track, bathed in melancholic vulnerability, begins with the lines, "X. But I had a dream you said you were sorry. You said you were sorry. Sorry for everything that you put on me. That you put on me." These words paint a cinematic vision of confrontation and release, a dream drenched in rain where forgiveness is finally exchanged, not in life, but in the quiet refuge of sleep. "Our eyes were bawling in the rain. We finally forgave. I had a dream. That's all it was? Yeah, that was enough for me." While Gomez doesn't name names, it's hard for many to ignore the parallels to Justin Bieber's global hit, Sorry, a track often interpreted as a public plea for atonement. The timing, the lyrical mirroring, and the emotional thread feel too deliberate to be coincidental. But in Gomez's version, the apology doesn't come in a headline-making music video or a tweet. It arrives in a dream, and she chooses to find closure in that fleeting illusion rather than continue waiting for a reality that may never come. It's forgiveness reclaimed on her own terms. Amid this emotionally raw moment, a sudden jarring interruption breaks the narrative flow. A sharp pivot into an advertisement for Morgan & Morgan, the personal injury law firm known for its relentless pursuit of justice. The ad juxtaposes Gomez's introspective lyrics with an aggressive call to action. Victims of accidents are encouraged to fight back against insurance companies that aim to delay, deny, and underpay. The firm boasts over 1,000 attorneys, countless clients, and billion-dollar verdicts, including a staggering $26 million win in Philadelphia, dwarfing the initial offer from the insurance company by 40-fold, and their pitch is clear: no upfront costs, no hidden fees, just representation for the people. The ad concludes with a clickable QR code and the reassurance that filing a claim might take less time than watching the rest of the video. Returning to the emotional terrain of Gomez's album, another standout track, Don't Wanna Cry, revisits a moment of profound humiliation and betrayal. In a scene both cinematic and heartbreaking, she sings, "Left the door wide open for the whole wide world to see you. Then you kiss her right in front of me, like I'm not even there. I should have caused a scene for what you've done to me. The saddest part is, we both know that I would never leave." The image is stark, a public display of affection not meant for her, but witnessed by her. The devastation lies not only in the act, but in her silence, her choice to remain despite the emotional violence. The lyric, "Everybody knows I'm just another hand you hold," reduces her to a prop in someone else's love story, echoing the timeline of her breakup with Bieber and his sudden union with Hailey Baldwin, as if the past had been wiped clean overnight. The song becomes an indictment not only of the partner's actions, but of her own instinct to stay, to endure, despite knowing the truth about his character. It's a confessional layered with self-awareness and quiet devastation. Fans, naturally, revisit the many high-profile relationships Gomez has been part of, from her brief romance with The Weeknd to the more recent whispers surrounding Benny Blanco. But no matter the context, the emotional core of her ballads often pulls listeners back to the gravity of her history with Bieber. Adding a delicate cultural layer, Gomez's Spanish-language release, Ojos Tristes, takes the theme of letting go to an even more poetic place. The title, translating to Sad Eyes, explores the farewell to a boy whose gaze carries the weight of unspoken sorrow. While the pronunciation might challenge some, the sentiment transcends language. Heartbreak is universal. Amid these reflections, a stray, speculative thought veers into pop culture mythology, one tethered loosely to rumors involving music mogul Diddy and his alleged influence on Bieber. The idea floats, unanchored and unverified, drifting among the many half-truths and theories that surround the lives of celebrities. It's a moment of chaotic curiosity, perhaps meant to illustrate how easily public imagination intertwines with personal trauma in the age of constant exposure. But even through this swirl of rumors and romantic retrospection, what remains is the music itself, a body of work that captures not only Selena Gomez's evolution as an artist, but her quiet reclamation of dignity, voice, and emotional sovereignty. Navigating the harsh glare of fame as a teenager, Selena Gomez once stood at the epicenter of an industry that promised love but delivered loneliness. In a rare moment of reflection, she described the early years of her career as disorienting and emotionally isolating, a time when words of adoration were freely offered, only to be withdrawn the moment she needed them most. That early emotional rupture became fertile ground for the themes that would later bloom in her music. Her latest work, a bilingual ballad sung in both English and Spanish, carries this vulnerability with startling clarity. Within it, Gomez gently pleads through aching verses. "It's not your fault I had to leave. Please don't look at me like that, baby. Those sad eyes, sad eyes. You know I don't want to say goodbye. Don't cry, just hold me one last time." The sentiment echoes a quiet desperation, the kind of grief that comes not from anger, but from the sorrow of letting go with love still lingering in the room. Later, the song reflects on the passage of time with poetic melancholy. 2 years have passed, and I still think of you in every way. Before, it was your eyes raining in autumn. Now they're mine. How love has changed. We're both happy, and now I cry for God's sake. Here, joy and sorrow converge. There is no bitterness in this parting, only the weight of history and the strange beauty of healing that doesn't erase, but coexists with pain. The lines read like a letter never sent, a message to someone both deeply loved and irrevocably lost. In interviews surrounding the album's release, Gomez was careful to set the tone for public interpretation. She explained that while the album may appear to reference a particular high-profile relationship, its scope is broader and more intricate than that assumption allows. "I think it's important for me to say that most of this album has nothing to do with what everyone may go to," she stated. "I've evolved so much. I've gone through transitions, lost friends, gained new ones. I've lived an entirely different life." While some songs do carry unmistakable echoes of her past with Justin Bieber, Gomez was deliberate in choosing the word most. The nuance was intentional. The album was never meant to be reduced to a retrospective of a single love story. Instead, it is a mosaic of emotional chapters, romantic, platonic, transformative. Yet this distinction has done little to curb speculation. Fans continue dissecting lyrics, timelines, and social media posts, searching for clues and confirmations. If the album is a canvas of emotional truths, then the public has become obsessed with tracing the fingerprints of specific ghosts. Adding fuel to the fire, Bieber himself emerged from digital silence with a cryptic post on forgiveness, quoting scripture. "Forgiveness, we forgot about. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." In what many saw as a pointed response, he delved into what he called the 10 aspects of forgiveness, suggesting a spiritual reckoning that may have been triggered by the album's emotional depth. He added, "I want to take forgiveness as far as it goes. We haven't taken it far enough. God is speaking to me. At least we have that. LOL." The tone was a strange mix of self-awareness and defensive humor. Shortly after, he reshared an old post from Hailey Baldwin, captioned, "Still relevant, boo." The post, originally shared in 2019, had featured Hailey's reflections on struggling with anxiety as a young woman in the public eye, a quiet bid for empathy, now revived amid renewed scrutiny. Meanwhile, fans drew connections between Selena's lyrics and the concept of being forgotten, a theme she alluded to in the line, "Go cry when no one's watching." I can't imagine it. How does it feel to be forgotten? Some speculated that this was aimed not at Bieber, but at Hailey, blurring the lines between personal expression and public perception even further. The release of the album hasn't just reopened emotional archives, it has reignited old tensions, stirred fresh speculation, and reminded audiences of the tangled emotional threads that connect these individuals. But within the noise, there remains a striking truth. Gomez has constructed a deeply personal work that explores not just a singular heartbreak, but the many forms of love that both bless and break a life. In a subtle but telling shift in narrative, it appears Hailey Bieber has begun making calculated moves to reclaim the narrative that has long spiraled beyond her control. In what seems like an attempt to counter the swirling online discourse surrounding her and her high-profile marriage, she resurfaced a post originally shared by her husband Justin Bieber, accompanied by a small emoji of a crying face with a smile. It was a digital nod, a moment of shared vulnerability, signaling her quiet gratitude for his public show of support during a time of intense speculation. Justin, for his part, added his voice to the storm in his signature cryptic style. Through a series of reflective captions posted online, he appeared to wrestle with personal demons and the crushing weight of public life. "I think I hate myself sometimes when I feel myself start to become inauthentic," he wrote. "Then I remember we're all being made to think we're not enough. But I still hate when I change myself to please people." In another post, he confessed, "I've got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not react so much." It left many wondering, what exactly had provoked his anger? What reaction had he been fighting to suppress? Though he offered no explicit context, the timing of his words, coinciding with the release of Selena Gomez's deeply personal new album, seemed far from coincidental. Amid these veiled messages, Justin made a more direct jab at those publicly criticizing Hailey. On Instagram, he liked a post featuring Hailey in a luxurious 2019 Saint Laurent fur coat, paired with a screenshot of a message that read, "Jobless people tearing Hailey Bieber apart." It was a clear condemnation, though left deliberately vague. But the ambiguity only fueled the conversation. Who were these jobless people? Critics were quick to point out that Selena Gomez, far from idle, manages an expansive career that spans music, acting, philanthropy, and business. As one observer put it, "I know you're not talking about her." The commentary grew louder as fans recalled moments from the past, including a now viral clip of a younger Hailey Baldwin seemingly mocking a Selena Gomez poster at a Target store. To many, this served as evidence that the tension between the two women stretched back much further than either has publicly acknowledged. The notion that Hailey had long been aware of, even fixated on, Selena only deepened the sense of unease. In the realm of public opinion, authenticity is often weaponized. One commentator suggested that Hailey might find more empathy if she simply admitted what many suspect. You know what? You're right. I've been obsessed with him for years. I went after him, and I got him. The rawness of such an admission might be jarring, but it would be honest. After all, entire generations of young women grew up idolizing Justin Bieber, picturing themselves beside him in some imagined future. Perhaps Hailey's fantasies simply outlasted the rest and materialized into reality. As one observer quipped, "If she wrote a book on manifestation, I'd read it. I'd skip the skincare products, but the manifestation, I'm all ears." Despite the emotional tremors stirred by Gomez's recent music, Justin and Hailey have chosen not to retreat. The couple was seen dining out together in Los Angeles, seemingly unbothered by the media frenzy. Cameras captured them walking into a sushi restaurant, with Hailey flashing a calm, confident smile. Justin, notably, looked refreshed, less weary than in recent months, as though the hours spent at wellness spas had begun to bear fruit. In an unexpected twist, another rising name found herself brushing up against the whirlwind. Pop artist Tate McRae, known for her moody lyrics and undeniable stage presence, suddenly became part of the visual tableau. A massive billboard featuring her image now stands prominently near one of Hailey's own, their gazes frozen side by side above the Los Angeles skyline. Whether by coincidence or design, the positioning felt symbolic. A new generation rising, inadvertently caught in the long shadow cast by an older, unresolved triangle of fame, love, and memory. In a moment where the digital world once again found itself gripped by the unraveling threads of celebrity allegiances, rising pop star Tate McRae found herself unexpectedly swept into the tide. Known for her collaborations and global campaigns, McRae has been affiliated with the likes of Hailey Bieber through branding ventures like the Rhode skincare line, and maintains friendly ties with Justin Bieber as well. Her connections, though perhaps innocuous on the surface, became the subject of speculation when internet detectives began to decipher perceived undertones of disloyalty towards Selena Gomez. In the latest round of public whispers, McRae's name began to circulate when she shared a cryptic yet encouraging message on her Instagram story. The post read, "Crying is cool, trying is cool. Nothing is embarrassing. Live your life." Though seemingly uplifting and vague, the timing sparked widespread speculation as it came just hours after the release of Gomez's emotionally raw track, "How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten?", in which the lyrics read, "You're so embarrassing. Go cry when no one's watching." For fans invested in the tangled narrative between Gomez and the Biebers, the juxtaposition was too conspicuous to ignore. To provide context, McRae shares professional and geographic ties with Justin Bieber and fellow artist the Kid Laroi, both hailing from Canada, where McRae also originates. The bond between Bieber and Laroi was cemented with their 2021 hit Stay, a collaboration that led to an enduring friendship. McRae's proximity to this circle, amplified by her joint campaign with Hailey Bieber, naturally placed her under the microscope. It seemed only a matter of time before public perception tried to cast her into one corner of the ever-polarized landscape of pop culture alliances. At the same time, Justin Bieber had taken to his own social platforms with what many interpreted as subtle pushback. In a post featuring a throwback of Hailey wearing a Saint Laurent fur coat, he subtly reaffirmed his wife's relevance by captioning the image with, "Still relevant, boo." This came amid the rise of lyrical interpretations from Gomez's album that pointedly suggested Bieber had become irrelevant or emotionally buried in her past. The digital atmosphere was charged, speculation intensified. Online forums exploded with theories. Was Tate McRae inserting herself into the ongoing emotional chess match? Or were fans once again reaching for connections that didn't exist? In response to the escalating noise, McRae returned to Instagram, this time issuing a clarification. She insisted she wasn't choosing sides and that her post was simply meant to be an independent reflection. But by then, the damage, or at least the intrigue, had been done. In the algorithm-driven echo chamber of modern celebrity culture, neutrality is often the most difficult position to maintain. While some fans called for compassion, urging others to avoid vitriolic comments on Hailey's social media pages, others pointed out the irony of how fast a seemingly neutral statement could spiral into accusations and outrage. Calls for civility echoed through comment sections, but the collective curiosity around the unfolding drama remained insatiable. Then came the bizarre and unsettling arrival of artificial intelligence in the narrative. A fan-generated video began circulating, believed to have originated in France, that depicted a fabricated version of Hailey Bieber wearing a t-shirt reading, "I hate Selena. Qui am I?" The clip, manipulated using AI, went even further, showing this deepfake Hailey hurling darts at photographs of Gomez, sipping from a cup with Selena's image on it, and scrolling through her phone as Selena's music played faintly in the background. The video, though obviously doctored, stirred discomfort among viewers. What was once the realm of fan fiction and speculation had morphed into synthetic reality, AI-generated hostility that blurred ethical lines. The unsettling realism of the clip brought forward questions about digital consent, misinformation, and the urgent need for stronger safeguards against technological misuse in celebrity spaces. Viewers reacted with a mix of disbelief and unease. The parody, while meant to entertain or provoke, tapped into deeper anxieties about how easily truth can be distorted and weaponized in the age of AI. As the manipulated footage of a smiling, animated Hailey played out on screen, reactions ranged from humor to alarm. Many described it as uncanny, even disturbing, proof that technology, when left unchecked, could perpetuate a narrative far more damaging than a misunderstood Instagram post. What began as lyrical introspection in a singer-songwriter's album had now evolved into a cultural spectacle encompassing fan theory, media manipulation, and synthetic content. And in the chaotic aftermath, the human stories at the core of heartbreak, identity, friendship, and fame risked becoming lost in the noise. As technology continues to reshape how stories are told, and sometimes distorted, the need for discernment and digital responsibility has never been more urgent. Whether you're Team Selena, Team Hailey, or just here for the drama, one thing's for sure: the internet never sleeps, and neither does the truth. Or at least, what looks like it. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay ahead of the curve on the latest in music, media, and online culture, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.